So, hello everyone. I'm glad to see all of you here. So, it's very nice from you. And today I would like to show you something from my work in Škoda Auto, from the car manufacturer. And especially, I will telling something about the security within the production for the OT. Does anybody know what the OT means? I assume that, or I guess that all of you know what the IT means, but the OT is something special for the technology which help us to control or steer some process. So the OT means operational technology, and is the core of the, for example, production process or building control systems and so on. So this is the topic what I want to introduce to you today. Something about me. My name is Erik Zapletal, and I'm working for the IT security department for 7 years. Before that, I started my career as some basic IT worker on the watch centrum for the production. So it was something like call center. We just pick up the phones and sending some technical guys to repair printers and so on. After that, I was Windows operational administrator. So we maintenance and manage the Windows server within the Škoda. And after that, I started the cybersecurity role in the security department. If you would like to ask me whenever it is possible during the presentation, it is welcome. And if you will have some further questions later on, then you can contact me via email or on LinkedIn. And if you would like to have some deeper overview about my job, you can just read the QR code here and check our career blog. So that was my introduction, and now do you want to? So the presentation which I show you today, you will be you will have it later. I just forward it to your professor. Today we will discuss how the network infrastructure looks like within this OT part of the company looks like in the past, and how it looks like today. We can describe some differences between the past state and the current state. We will discussing about whether the cyber attacks are just fiction or not, and because this is not a fiction, I would like to show you some real incidents, real security incidents from the world. And then I would like to show you how we can mitigate these risks, and which which measure we can put in place to secure our environment. And so that was the part about the network mostly, and then I will show you how we develop new applications for our purposes, and what we need to check from the security point of view on these applications, and how to ensure the high availability, because the high availability is the most important thing for the production applications. One of more important things. So at the beginning, I would like to show you some numbers and some short introduction about Securityin. This is not about Securityin, but just for the overview, how many markets we are on. In 1999, we were just on the Europe and some Middle East, and today you can see that we are on the North Africa, South America, and China, Asia, Austria. So that brings some pressure to IT to work everything okay and worldwide. Sorry, I missed some slides about the IT. There were some KPIs like that. I can tell you directly that we have something about 15,000 office clients, and that we received more than 1 million emails per week, and about 15% of them are spams. That we have also our own data centers, which can consume about 10 megawatts per hour. Just for imagine, if you have some new house, very effective for your heating, then if you heat your house and have some basic consumption of the electricity, then this is the power you consume a year in your house. So and now we can compare the operational technology networks, how it looks like in the past. And on the picture here, you can see that this is mostly some small cell, isolated. It cannot communicate to the upper level systems, which could control the process. So everything is locally. The machine is programmed by and operated by this human-machine interface device. The program can be stored here in the central unit, and here are just some safety elements. The safety elements are very critical here because it ensures that nobody will be hurt and and will not be hit by the machinery if they come close to the robot arm. And if there were necessary to bring some information, some initial data, which process should be performed, and there were probably some cameras which just read, for example, some barcodes, some label, and based on the information on the barcode or the label, the specific operation was performed. Now we have some demands to communicate to the upper level. And yeah, for collect some production data and control the production. So today, so now in this slide, I have some quiz for you. So can you tell me which devices on this picture you guess is connected in some network? Yeah. We have the computer here. It serves us, for example, for documentation for the operator, or some task can be put into the evidence about the vehicle. Yeah. What else?
The other computer.
You mean this one?
No.
Which?
Like you have like switch. That switch.
Sorry?
That looks like switch. Like in the.
You mean this or?
Yeah.
I'm not. This is some enclosure. I don't know what is inside, but yeah. Okay. So just the computers. Okay. The screen here. What else? Cables.
The thing that moves the car, is anything underneath?
Yeah. Of course, there are some actuators which are connected also to some control unit, but it is not visible here. It's hidden somewhere in the cabinet. So, any idea?
The assembler? I don't know, like the arm thing?
Yeah, the arm thing. Yeah, robotic arm, of course. So here we have the safety elements here as well, which I mentioned at the beginning. So if someone came closer, then the whole process will be stopped to ensure that nobody will be hurt. And what about this thing? Do you know what is it?
Which one? Station, special station.
This is just the screwdriver, or nut runner. Why the hell the nut runner should be connected into the network? Yeah, because it can tell you, the upper level system can tell you how strong the point should be purged. And we also need to collect, because the legal requirements, we need to collect the information how the points was were stored. Then we need to store it in database, and in case there is some issue with our cars, we can contact our customers and make some fix. Okay, and this is not about the NetRunner only. We have also a lot of projects or IT systems which help us mostly with the logistics processes. For example, smart gloves, smart Googles, or some PDAs to tell the pickers. The pickers are someone who take some part and put it, for example, to automated vehicles here. So this is the systems we have, and we also have some drone which monitor the pallets outside on the parking place, and make some inventory of them, and after that it also store the information somewhere on the upper level system. In the middle of the picture you can see also some smart tablet for the smart maintenance, which provide you some information about the sensors which are placed on the machinery. So in this case, we have press shop here, and the maintenance guys just can take the tablet, and the tablet show him the information. For example, that some motors have some non-standard vibrations, and the repair is needed to be planned, and it helps us to. It is called the predictive maintenance. So it can help you to repair the things. For example, during the weekend, so you don't interrupt the production process. And this is the all things that require to be connected and collect the data from the machinery and so on. And we also have some demands because of the industry 4.0 or machine learning, and a lot of these buzzwords. Yeah, we also need to optimize the production process. I told you a while ago. Yeah, and no, we are now. Sorry, we are now just. We can just now see whether the cyber attacks into the production networks are fiction or not. And as I said, we need to collect the data and steering the production process. But there are something more risks which we have in that specific area. The devices which are there within the production network are very sensitive for the updates. It is not like a common laptop you have on your desk, or these devices are mostly configured for some special setup, and if a new update comes, then it can interrupt the production process. Some software is not supported by the vendors anymore because the machinery can serve us, for example, for 30 years. And yeah, we have some computers which steer the machinery on the Windows XP, Windows 7, and you just don't need, you just can't replace the computer with this old operating system because the software is not supported by the vendor as I said. So you need to place some additional measures to mitigate the risks. I will show you later. And yeah, the political situation, you know, is getting worse, and we can be attacked by the government groups. Škoda Auto have about 5% participation on the GDP in Czech Republic. And the last thing is that we have really bad awareness about the security risk in the production area, because the OT guys, I mean the maintenance teams in the production. This is the things they told me very often. Oh, it cannot happen to us, and some meteorite hit me before they attack us, and we are not so bad guys here in OT. Just the IT guys are bad, and they want to infect to each other and so on. But yeah, if you have good measures, then the risk is lower, and the probability that you will be hit by the attackers is lower, and maybe it can bring to them the false false perception that nothing happens. But here in that slide, thank you. Here in that slide is some example about the real attacks in this production OT or IT systems. Here example is this example is from company Asco Industries from Belgium, and the ransomware hits the production systems and interrupt the production process for 3 weeks, and 1,000 people must be on the forced vacation. And what is really strange to me is that this company is supplier for the military sector, and I would assume that they must be audited and their security must be on the top level. But yeah, you can see even them were attacked. Oldsmar water plant, it treats the water for 15,000 persons in Florida. During the attack, they increased the potassium hydroxide by 100 times. And what is the potassium hydroxide? It is acid, and for example, this acid. There were some serial killers here in Czech Republic in the 90s, and they used this acid to melt the bodies in the kegs. But nothing happened. They had some quality checks, and the supplying was stopped, and after the cleaning process, they were back to production. The initial attack was that the unsupported system Windows 7 was accessible from the internet. We had some Czech attack here as well. It's not only Czech, but was also in another water plants all over the world. It was there was some vulnerability on the Unitronics control systems and or control device, and that was hacked. Subaru from United States. It's not exactly this incident. That some no hacker groups wanted to attack this car manufacturer, but I would like to show you that it can be also used by the hackers to affect our manufacturing process. And in this case, the Subaru manufacturer in the US is producing 1 million cars a year, so it is similar to our company. And during the 2018, there were some misconfiguration by the programmer of the control of the PLC. PLC is programmable logical control, something bigger than Raspberry Pi. It can control some relays, actuators, sensors, and so on. And when the programmer programmed this device, they made some issue in the process or in the code, and because of that, about 300 cars were affected by this issue, and there were some bad welded points on the B pillar. And the B pillar is crucial for the safety. If you have some accident on the road, then the B pillar is something what can save you save your life. So some of them was already in the production in the operation, so they needed to collect them from the operation. Yes.
I wonder how much did that cost them? This.
They need to collect the cars from the operation, destroy them or repair them. A lot, yeah, but it's, for example, here you can see that they needed to compensate the spirit tire systems, which was the company which these companies were fusing. They buy that company for some
So like compensation for this, they wanted to sell that,
sorry.
destroyment, compensations, and selling.
So back to this incident, you can imagine that if some hacker would like to change the code and the process, then it just the hackers just needs to infect your programming device, and then they can affect the code. Also, check incident here. We have some coal miner company, and this company was hit by a ransomware attack, and they were lucky because it was 2 days before the Christmas, so the production was already stopped, and they had time to fix and repair the network and so on. I would like to show you here how important is this case, because they are very important partner during in the supplier chain. They are selling the coal to the power plants, and for the iron-made companies. One incident before the war, the Ukrainian war, was that there were some cyber partisans which hit some control systems on the Belarusian railways. So the Russian troopers were slowed down during the transfer to the borders. And any questions for the incidents?
What about Skoda?
Yeah, we had some incidents in the past, but we were able to manage them and protect the rest of the network. So, and there are some attempts to attack us every day. If you have some web applications which have published interface to the internet, then a lot of attacks and attempts. They are trying just to find something which can exploit and there's a lot of phishing emails for our account teams. Fake invoices. So, how you can mitigate the risks? I have here some four chapters which we can use. First is network segmentation. Then have some rules, control, monitor, and audit the stuffs on the network, and have some documentation. For the network segmentation, what I mean, you don't want to have everything on one place in one network. So if you have 15,000 office clients, as I said to you in the beginning, and you have, for example, 1,000 robotic arms, and some production printers and devices, they could affect each other, and you don't want to have it on one place. So you need to divide it into and separate to some cells or bigger units. You can do it by, for example, device types or via the shop floor area. I mean that you have paint shop, body shop, press shop, and so on, and each of that shop have some separate network area and cannot affect each other. And even in that area, you have also small cells which are isolated from each other. And we also have some IT systems which can help us to collect some additional data, or for example, for the documentation to operators. And this is what is also separated. I recommend you to use the virtual networks. It is very cost effective. So it doesn't make sense in these days to have two separate physical networks. You can connect it directly to the firewall, and then if it is necessary, you can allow some communication, for example, for some data collection. If you need to communicate to the internet, because in these days it is also very often you have a lot of software as a service applications in the cloud, and they are evaluating the data for you. If you want to maintain the devices, don't connect directly to them, to the network. Use this special secure jump servers with pre-installed software, which the suppliers, for example, or our administrators need. And the very important thing is to document everything. So if you have enabled the port on the firewall, you need to ensure that they are still valid and needed, because if you don't check allowed or enabled port regularly, then you will be in the same situation as I would like to avoid you. So you will be, or these devices will be able to communicate to each other, affect to each other. So here is example how it can looks like. Here we have some segmentation based on the device types. And for example, I would show you if you have some multiple kind of printers. Very common devices in the production as well, because you need to print labels and some papers. Even if you want to be paperless factory, there are still a lot of printers. And yeah, there is also the problem that they have some vulnerabilities. The firmware is not often released, and the management of these devices is also problematic. So if you will be in the same network as the printers, someone from the client network should infect these devices, and then it could spread to another devices and so on. So we can make some firewall rules which enable the communication here to the print server, and the print server itself can forward your print jobs to the printers. And the clients cannot affect the printer. Here is an example from the production. If we have, for example, some special zone for I don't know, the documentation system which show the operators some manuals. Then again, in the we would like to avoid to communicate through the office network, and we also can set up the local firewall for the microsegmentation and force the engineers to connect via the secure jump server, and then after we enable the local firewall, you can see a lot of communications in the zone and between the zones was not allowed anymore. Any questions regarding the segmentation? And for new devices or new projects, we have also some rules predefined, which we give to our suppliers, and that the device must support some features, and that they and that they need to use, for example, 3-layer application architecture to avoid that the database will be accessible from the clients directly. How the devices must be secure, and that everything must be documented, and so on. we also monitor and auditing the stuffs at Škoda. We are performing some internal audits for the ISO 27000, and we also have some external audits as well, and especially for the production systems, we have some audits based on the 62443 norm standard. Yeah, this is somehow just about this is. That auditing is just mostly based on the conversation and discussing with the guys. Yeah, you can check a few devices whether they are secure or not, but you need to discuss the processes which are crucial as well. And so that was the first point. The second point is we monitor the network. And the systems, we collect all core events and all information to our CM solution. Does anybody know what the CM means?
It's the software for monitoring the events of networks and what's happening inside.
Yeah. So this is the software which collect all information from our network, from our application. Security, information, and event management. And we also monitor the network. So we have here two systems, IDS and IPS. Intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention systems. The prevention systems is more active. If there is some malicious communication detected, it can interrupt it during the transfer. Instead of the IPS, the IDS system is just only detecting the malicious communication and trigger some alerts, and you need to decide whether you interrupt it or not. These events are. If they are malicious, we trigger something called offenses, and it is delivered to our security operation center, which monitor these events and investigate them with our colleagues from the production. We also perform some proactive things. We have vulnerability scanning. We are using the tools which are able to somehow emulate the attack and tell you whether this device is vulnerable or not. And especially for the Profinet system or the OT networks, we have some non-proactive, just the passive monitoring systems to see what is going on the network level, even because this part is monitoring communication between the network zones, and this security network probe is even able to monitor the network communication on the switches. maybe back to this slide. Any question? So another thing which is very important is to have documentation and some contacts. The contacts I mean is for each shop, again, paint shop, body shop, assembly shop, dress shop, and so on. In each of that shop, we need to have someone who have the knowledge about that shop and can tell us some details about the environments within the shops. So, if we have some detective offense and our security operations center investigate that offense, we need to contact them and they help us with the investigation and with establishing the measures during the attack. If we have some additional security requirements, they are responsible for implementation. So it is also important to have someone who can perform this task. And yeah, for the documentation, as I said it a while ago, we document the firewall rules, but we have the inventory of devices, of networks, of IT systems, and the contacts of the responsibility persons for that IT systems. And this is also serving us for the faster investigation and faster response. Yeah. So developing the applications for the production. From the security point of view, at the beginning, before there is some working IT system or application, we are considering the needs of the application, or whether it is possible to use some similar application in the process. Yeah? Because if you have more and more IT systems and applications, it is not cost effective, and you need to manage a lot of things around, and yeah, it is quite difficult to maintain it and so. And if we proceed to the delivery of the application or IT system, then we require to have also the documentation for the system, for that system, and there are some chapters within the documentation about the classification, about this data into the system itself. What I mean, I mean the availability. For the production, the availability is very crucial. So if there is required high availability, then it means that the application must work, for example, in the cluster, or have some dedicated backup, which can be used later on. If the data classification of the confidentiality is that the data are secret or confidential, we need to ensure that the access is secured, for example, with the multi-factor authentication, and that the data are encrypted on the storage and so on. So we are evaluating the architecture based on this information, the technologies which are used, and how these technologies are used. Yeah, this is for the documentation for the system specification. If we have prepared the system, then we perform the code review. This could be passive or active code review. The passive is standard for every application developed in Škoda, and the active code review is performed by some human resources and some guys are really checking the code itself and trying to find the vulnerabilities or wrong code. We also perform the business impact analysis. It means how critical the system is for the processes, and based on that we are also evaluating the architecture, for example, and and implement some additional measures. For selected applications, we also perform penetration testing. Again, some white hacker is ordered to try to really attack the application, find some vulnerabilities and exploit it. And then, based on this activity, we can fix that issues within the applications. We are performing this penetration testing mostly on the internet-facing applications, but in some cases we can choose few of our internal applications, even in the production, for this penetration testing. And how we can ensure the availability for the application. We require to be owner of the source code. Why we need it? Because if the software company ends and does not exist anymore, then nobody will able to to maintain the application. So if there will be some issue, nobody will be able to fix it. And for example, if we also would like to add some additional features, it wasn't be able as well. So this is why we need to own the source code. It is just only for the applications which are developed for us, not the box software. For our IT systems, we require to have some service level agreements, which can contain some specification that if some issue happens, the guys will start to investigate the issue within, for example, 4 hours, and if not, then there are some penalties, and you can also can also define there that the issue must be fixed, for example, in 24 hours at the latest. Again, the proactive thing is to monitor the application itself. You can have some monitoring system which can try to contact the interface, and based on the response are able to tell you that the site is down, or there are some also infrastructural monitoring systems which can tell you that the network has some problem and needs to be fixed. And we also have some for these events or incidents. We have some escalation guidelines for our teams. So it is telling if the application is not responding, call or perform this task. Try to restart the application. If it is not helpful, contact the support level 2 and forward them some specific set of the information. The monitoring is connected to our watch center, which monitor the systems and use these escalation procedures. And if your application is down, it is good to have some plans, some emergency procedures to avoid that the production process will be stopped complete. So even if it is running, for example, for 5 or 10%, it is better than if it is really stopped. So you can use some papers or Excel, and after the production process is running, then or the IT system is running, you can put the data manually into the system. So that's all from my side. Any questions?
The cars itself attack from them, or is it mostly the production of the company? Or the software in the cars?
Yeah, there could be some attack attempts on the car, but I don't think that we have some detections. And within the production, we also have just a few detections about the intrusion or so on. The most critical part of the network is the office, the phishing emails, the laptops which can be connected in home or hotel networks. Thank you for the question. Anything else? Questions?
Do we have the lecture tomorrow at 6 again, or is it later?
Sorry?
Do we have the lecture at 6 tomorrow, or is it later? Because there is written in the Moodle that we have it later, like after 6. The lecture for tomorrow.
No.
No. Is